Hi, I'm Dan. So nothing really heals itself in 2 to 4 weeks. Would you agree with that or not? Take for example, if you fell over and you grazed your elbow and then over a week, 2 weeks, you got a bit of a scab fell off and everything looks pretty good. Would you consider that to be healed? Well, I think it's not healed. The reason being is because you've damaged your skin. The skin is tissue, and you've got a certain amount of force that actually goes through that skin. And now the brain and your body has to adjust to a new bit of scar tissue there. And that could actually, depending on your skin, depending on the type of person you are, take a few months, if not 5 or 6 months. And that's just for a scab. And you may think that's a little bit excessive, but that's pretty much how the body repairs itself over time. The body has to generate new force when there's scar tissue. So how I explain this to people with their injuries, say if you've got a shoulder injury, so if you know this graph, and I've showed you before, I apologize, but I really love it, and it's a really great way to show how long injuries actually take to get better. So we've got a nice graph like that. This is your health over this side. So that is your body repairing itself. So reduction in symptoms, and so you're functional again. And at the bottom we have time. Now we pretty much think this is linear, meaning at a period of time of 2 months, you'll be 50% healed, right? That's how we think it goes. But actually, what it looks like is this. So we still got, say we got 2 months here on the timeline, and then we've got 6 months here on the timeline. What happens is once you start seeing us, you got your first session right down the bottom there. And then the next session, then the next session, then the next session, then the next session. So it's building and building and building. And this is called consistency. That's why we always bang on about being consistent in what you do. Because there'll come a point where there'll be a turning point. And this could be 2 months, this could be 12 months, it could be 24 months depending on your injury. And let's say if we're talking about shoulders, most shoulder injuries take 12 to 24 months to get better. Whether you have cortisone injections, whether you do your exercise, it's just going to be time. So coming back to this line, so you're doing all these things here, you're doing all your sessions, and you know what? Not much is happening. And this is what this area of the graph is, the area of disappointment, where you're doing all these sessions, you're building, not much is happening, but really you're building a good habit and you're building consistency. And then there comes a point where, whatever it may be, then you start to accelerate and get a lot better. But it's these early stages could go on for 2 years. But you just have to keep at it. You just have to keep going. While you think not much is happening, that tissue within your body is redesigning, and your brain is redesigning to get to a point where you accelerate up to 100%. Area of disappointment. Don't get too worried about it. Just acknowledge it. Keep doing your things consistently. Even if you don't adapt your exercise, even if you do the same exercise, you will have an adaptation process and you will get to that point of going higher. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, love that graph. Right. Talk to you soon.